How does this even happen? Welcome back, everyone. Today's video is a brush declutter. What is happening with my brush collection? I've been wanting to do a brush declutter for a minute, and I've been mentioning it in some of my videos, but I wasn't sure. I know declutters are popular, but I wasn't sure if people would want to see a brush declutter. But I was like, really? I'm doing this for me. What? Like, I'm doing this for me because this is silly. This is silly. I use the same brushes over and over and over. So like, why does my collection look like this? So that is what we are doing today. We got to do something about this collection. I love makeup brushes. I also hate washing makeup brushes. So a couple of years back, I got into a really nasty routine of buying new brushes instead of just cleaning what I had. But this is the year. Listen, 2023, I've said I've wanted to focus on cutting down my entire makeup collection that includes my brushes, using what I love, and being in my more organized girl era. And that includes getting on a regular brush washing schedule. And I feel like if I have less brushes, I will be more inclined to keep up with washing my favorites, right? So the crazy part of this is a lot of brushes. I don't know how many this is. Let's everyone take a guess right now. Put it in the comments. I'm actually in the process of moving. So I just moved into a new apartment. Apologies if my sound is a little bit echoey. I don't have everything like set up and organized yet. But when I was moving, I was trying to be so careful of making sure I kept my containers with brushes separate because I still have so much in moving boxes. I didn't want any of my brushes to be in the boxes. But I'm pretty sure I'm missing at least one container of brushes. I've been looking for the past 2 days, and finally I was like, okay, I just need to sit down and film this, but like I'm fairly confident this isn't even everything. I don't know how to begin this. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is try to maybe find the brushes that I use the most. I was actually trying to keep the ones that I had in my bathroom separate, and then I threw them on top of everything because I was just like, I was having so much fun with the ASMR. I was like, brushes everywhere, brushes for everyone, you get a brush. So now I don't know where exactly those brushes are, but we're gonna try to find them. I'm gonna try to pick out my favorites. Honestly, like there's brushes in here still in like plastic, still in, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. Okay, so maybe I should do that. Let me grab anything that looks like, and you know, things might pop up, but like, look at these, anything that's still like in wrapping, because that means I haven't used it. It means I set it aside to like probably review and test out and all of that, and then didn't get around to it because I already have enough brushes as it is. I'm definitely gonna be doing some giveaway boxes here shortly. I wish I could have done that before my move, but unfortunately my home was broken into, so I ended up moving very unexpectedly. Ideally, I would have loved to do that before I moved, but instead I just had to move everything, and you know, we just have to deal with it here and do the best that we can. First glance, this is everything that I found that's still like in wrapping or packaging. I have some here from Sydney Grace. I feel like these came out fairly recently, and I put them aside in my like test to review pile, if you will, and then I just didn't get around to reviewing them. So again, these have never been used. I feel like these could go to a really good home. I have some from Sigma Beauty that are part of their skincare collection, and I do already own these, so I'm assuming these probably came in another PR package. So again, I can pass those along. This is another one from Sigma. It's with the Beauty Bird collection. It's a pretty small detailed brush. I have some brushes like that, so know I can declutter that one. Ooh, this is one of my favorites from Sigma. This is the E44, but I know I have the E44 in this gigantic collection. I have a handful here from Rephr brushes, so I really like their brushes and I get a lot of PR from them. I think that these are probably ones that I put to the side because looking closely at these, I don't feel like any of them are what I like absolutely need in my collection, so I'm going to pass those on. We have another one from Sydney Grace, so I'll put that in my pass pile. And then I have a couple here from Sonia G. And so one is a fan brush. I really just don't use fan brushes very often, so I can put that in my pass pile. But I really do like the Sonia G brushes that I've tried. Okay, all right, hold on. Okay. This declutter is going to be difficult for me, I'm pretty sure, because I love brushes so much. And Sonia G makes such nice quality brushes. This I think would be great for concealer, but I have another Sonia G brush that I love for concealer, so I'm thinking I should just keep that one, as long as it's still in here. You know, who knows? Again, just moving, maybe things got in weird spots. This one though, this is the Jumbo Base. I kind of want to keep this for foundation. I've gone back a little bit more to wearing some more liquid foundation. I'll have a September favorites video coming up, and I mentioned my Dior Backstage. I've been wearing that one so much, and I've really just been using literally the same brush from BK Beauty. I have 2 of them. I think I'm gonna hold on to this one. I can always change my mind at the end if I feel like I really kept like too much, but I've been very impressed with the quality of the Sonia G brushes. All right, so those are some that have never been used. So this is the BK Beauty brush that I was talking about, and this is their 101. You can see that like I've been using it a lot. I definitely need to clean it. I need to find like all of my cleaning supplies and everything. But this is a fantastic brush for foundation. It's nice and dense. I just feel like it applies it so well. So again, like I said, I do have 2 of these, and I usually just like clean one, and then when it gets dirty, I swap it back in. I do have a non-affiliate discount code with BK Beauty that is Samantha 10. I see a lot of blush brushes. I feel like a brush declutter is gonna be so disorganized. I just feel like I don't even know the best way to go about this. So I feel like I just saw like a bunch of blush brushes. So like, I don't know. Let's do those. Okay, here's the other 101. So we're keeping that. All right, here's a couple blush brushes that I see, and one that I definitely want to keep, again, from BK Beauty. This is with the Angie Hot and Flashy. This is the A507. I really love a good, like, small angled brush for blush. I'm gonna try to say that correctly. So I definitely want to keep that one. I'm going to declutter my Morphe E4. I've had this for a very long time. I'm also going to declutter the one from Carly Bible in Il Maquillage. Again, I like the brush, but it's one of those things where I really want to keep like my favorite brush brands, and you'll definitely be able to see who they are as we go through this. Oh, this is another one from the Carly Bible Il Maquillage line, so going to declutter that one. Then we also have from Sigma and Beauty Bird, and this is the Dream Blush. This one to me was just a little bit bigger than what I prefer. So again, to compare to the Angie Hot and Flashy, I like something that's gonna be a little bit smaller, and I'm pretty sure I should have another Sigma blush brush from what, like their regular one, not from a collab line. It should be in here. Hopefully I'll be able to find it. I think it's gonna be really interesting at the end too, to go through like how many blush brushes did I keep, foundation brushes, powder brushes, bronzer, you know, I'm gonna be really curious to see that. So I'm going to declutter the Sigma and keep the BK Beauty. All right, a couple others, like I mentioned, I really do enjoy BK Beauty. So let me pull a few. I feel like I might go back and forth between like brands and then maybe like face brushes or like specific, you know, like we're just gonna do the best that we can here. So here is some BK Beauty face brushes. So one of my absolute favorites is the 105. I love to use this with a powder foundation. Again, it's big, it's nice and dense. I use this all the time with like the Dior Powder No Powder. Now I use it with the Lawless Beauty powder, and it is just, it's my favorite powder brush. So definitely gonna keep that. A bronzer brush that I love is the 103. This is just like that perfect size for me for a bronzer brush. I think I only have one of these. I do wish I had another one, but again, we'll see what the collection is looking like at the end, and if I actually really need any more brushes or if I'm being dramatic, you know what I mean? I am gonna declare this one. This is the 113. This just isn't one of those brushes that I use very often. I feel like this can be used for like kind of painting the foundation on the face at first. That's just not really like a step that I do. So a brush like this, I really don't use. So I'll declutter that one. Same with this is the 106. To me, this would make like a good contour brush. And back in the day when I was really big into contouring, this is definitely what I would use to kind of like hollow out the cheekbones. I just don't really contour very much anymore. And like, I really can't even tell you the last time that I did. So a super small brush like this for me is not something that I use a lot. Again, the really cool thing about makeup brushes and just makeup in general is that you can choose to use them however you want. And just because a brush says that it's a blush brush, you can use it as a bronzer if you want to. I mean, you can use eye brushes on your face. You can do whatever you want. So again, if I say like, I don't use this brush for something, that doesn't mean obviously that you can't. And then right here is the 111. This is the brush that I've currently been using as a bronzer brush, mostly for my Pkwy Coast. I just did a video on my project use up update, and I'm trying to use up my Pkwy Coast, and it's really just around the sides. So instead of using a little bit of a bigger brush like the 103, I've been using the 111 to really be able to get around the sides of it, and I like it for that. So I am going to keep that one. It's some more BK Beauty face brushes, one of my absolute favorite brushes just in general, again from the Angie Hot and Flashy line. This is the A506. This is what I use for concealer, and I use this so much. I think that this is such a great shape, so definitely want to keep that one. Then we have, let's see, so this one is the 106. That was the other one, right? Was the 106 that I decluttered? Yeah, the 106, so I'm going to declare this one. I'm an affiliate with BK Beauty, so I often get PR, so that's why I'll sometimes have doubles. Then we have the 109. Again, it's just not a brush that I would use very often. It's a little bit like too big for concealer, but too small for foundation. I'm gonna declutter that one. And then this one here is the 107. It looks like I've definitely been using this for blush. It's cute, but it's almost like one of those that's just like too small for me. I'm gonna put that in my pastel. All right, moving on, I just pulled out some like larger face brushes. So, all right, here we go. We have this is from Morphe and Jaclyn Hill, the JH01. I think that this one is like just too big. Some of these in here that I pulled, I just don't reach from very often because they're just like, they're too much, you know? This is the Rephr 25. It's just too much, it's too much. I did find another BK Beauty 103, the bronzer brush, very excited. So I'm gonna keep it. Again, at the end, I'm gonna look over what I'm keeping and see like how many duplicates are same sizes and see if I need to declutter anything more from there. But for right now, I'm gonna keep it. We have a Rare Beauty brush. I've been using this as a bronzer brush. Honestly, I haven't fallen in love with the Rare Beauty brushes. This, I think, is probably one of my favorites. There's a few others that I just find a little bit too scratchy. This one is pretty soft, but again, I feel like I have favorites, so I can declutter that. This is from the Sigma Beauty Bird. This is the Dream Bronze. I do really like this as a bronzer, and it's a good size for the bronzer. I think I'm gonna put it in my keep pile for right now. But hold on, let me see. I have the Sigma, oh yeah, the F28, the powder bronzer. This one is like veering on getting too big for me. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna keep the F28 and I'll declutter the Beauty Bird. I know that I'm gonna have a lot of bronzer brushes, so like it'll be okay. But this is the one that I wanna keep from Sigma. That was easier than I thought to find. I thought it was gonna be like buried somewhere. From BK Beauty, we have the 104, just not really like a shape that I use very often. And then from Sephora, this is their 80 brush. I brought this because so many people talk about it, and I didn't necessarily love the shape. Again, I feel like it's too big for me. I feel like it is, okay? So I'm gonna declutter. I feel like I can declutter that one. Yeah. Yeah, it's so, like, I love bronzers so much, and I also love bronzer brushes so much. So, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it through because it's just makeup brushes. So like, let's calm down. All right, just grabbing a few more face brushes here. This one is from Real Techniques, their blush brush. I use it as a bronzer brush. I freaking love this brush. Real Techniques has such good brushes. I love BK Beauty. I love Sigma Beauty. I love the Rephr brushes. But Real Techniques, and these are more affordable. You can find them at Ulta. Highly, highly recommend. But this one, again, it says blush brush. I use it as bronzer, and I think it is literal perfection. So definitely keeping that one. Another one from Real Techniques, and again, this says it's their powder brush. I use it as a bronzer. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm keeping a lot of bronzer brushes. We might have to do some like extra decluttering at the end. Right now, I want to keep it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, great. Wonderful. Another one from Real Techniques, and this is their 300 brush. This came out in like a Galaxy collection or something like that. Not one that I use very often. Like I don't mind it. I don't mind the shape of it, but I just have some of those others that I love more. This is from Nakia Joy Cosmetics, the FO4 bronzer brush. Like, again, I have a problem buying a lot of bronzers, and I also have a problem buying a lot of bronzer brushes. But this one to me is just, it's almost like it's too dense for a bronzer brush. Like I want something that's going to, you know, kind of blend it out really smoothly and naturally. So I'll declutter that one. Another one from Rephr, the 06. I feel like I decluttered this as well because I said it was too big. So again, going to declutter that one. I also have the 22 from Rephr. I just feel like these are, I don't know, I just feel like that's so big. I'm gonna declutter that one. Okay, yes. And then from Sonia G, this is the Face Pro. Okay, like I said, I like the Sonia G brushes. I don't even know if I've used this one. It feels like brand new. This to me is like not the shape that I love for a bronzer brush, but it's too big for a blush brush, but it's like not something that I've used for my face. I'm going to declutter that one. Yes, I am. Okay. A little difficult, but we're doing it. We're doing it. All right, I have from Jones Road Beauty. This is their Everything brush. Initially, I was like, I should keep it because I used this for like a liquid product when Jones Road came out with their like gel bronzer or whatever that was. I hated it. I have a first impression on my channel and it was literally terrible. And I used this brush. And so I was like, maybe I should keep it for when I do cream and liquid, but like I have those brushes in here from my favorite brands. So I will declutter that one. Ooh, another great brush brand for more affordable is EcoTools. You're gonna see some more EcoTools in here and I really like their brushes. This one here, the complexion buffer, just not really a brush that I personally use a lot myself. So I'll declutter that one. This is another Morphe, the E53. Listen, I used to want to be a Morphe girl, okay? Back in the day. We're gonna declutter that one. From Sigma Beauty, this is the large angled contour, the F40. This is what I really like for blush from Sigma Beauty. This is like one of my original like favorite Sigma brushes, and I have a travel version. Yep, here it is. I have my travel version. I think this was actually my first blush brush from Sigma Beauty, and I think that it's fabulous. Like, do I need a travel and a full size? Probably not. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and keep the full size and I can declutter the travel, but do love that brush. And then this is from the brand Stilazzi. I don't know if they're around anymore. This is their duo fiber. I don't have a ton of duo fiber brushes, but I also don't use them like a whole ton. So I can declutter that one. And then this is another one from Sonia G, the Inaji Pro. Just not really like a style that I use very often, so I'll declutter that. I feel like doing it this way is like, I'm kind of like getting into a groove as my camera battery is literally already dying, so that's good. From Sigma, the F28, and this is for bronzer. This looks like a pretty new brush to me as well. Again, I almost feel like it's gonna be a little bit too big. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna declutter that one. From Rephr, this is the 24. Declutter. Ooh, this one, this is Moda brushes. Oh, everything's wiped off. But this is Moda brushes, and I really, really like this brush for bronzer, but I feel like I'm keeping enough bronzer brushes. But this is like an old holy grail of mine. I think that I can declutter it though. Speaking of an old holy grail, the Luxie Tapered Highlight. Oh my gosh, I use this all of the time, and I love this for highlight, which is funny to me because now it's so big, and now I don't even wear highlight. But like for a highlight brush, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna declutter that one, but that brings back some good memories. This is from the Sigma Cinderella collection, a powder brush. It's kind of that like too small size for me. So I'll declutter that one. And then from Sigma, this is the F53 Air for contour and blush. So this one is more of a duo fiber. I'm gonna hold on to this one for right now since I'm not sure how many duo fibers that I have. And when I do use like cream or liquid, this is a good option. So I'm at least gonna hold on to it for right now. All right, let's keep it going. So we have from Sigma, the powder blush. Again, I think I have something similar to this that I decluttered. Ooh, this one is the Powder Sculpt, the F44. I do really like this for bronzer. I'm gonna have to look really closely at my bronzer brushes that I am keeping. Again, I think is good for like contour because of the shape of it, but something about this for bronzer I really like. I'm gonna hold on to it for right now. Then we have the ColourPop F3. It's just like a little bit too small of a blush brush. This is such a nice one from EcoTools. This is the Define. I actually use this as a blush brush and I think that it's really pretty. Not my usual shape, but I like it and I really do like EcoTools. This is a duo fiber from Sigma, the F50. I think the other duo fiber that I kept, I like a little bit more. So I'll declutter this one. And then from Morphe, we have the R2. Man, this was a hyped bronzer brush back in the day, but I'm gonna go ahead and declutter it now. This was another one of those first brushes that I had from Sigma Beauty, the F30, and this is what I used as bronzer. Go ahead and declutter that one. Then we have the Rephr 04. Okay, I don't know why I like this brush so much because there's a lot of blush brushes that I say are too small and I feel like this one like should be too small for me. I really love the 04 from Rephr, so I'm gonna hold on to that one. And then we have from BK Beauty the 112. Okay, so this one's gonna actually be too small for me. So let's just do, the Rephr is like a little bit bigger. So I'll declutter the BK Beauty. From Sigma, this one is their multitasker. I do like this brush. Wait, do we have another one here? Okay, so the F47, so I actually have two right here. I would like to keep one of these. I feel like from the regular line looks a little bit bigger, and that one says the F47, and then the one that just says multitasker is a little bit smaller, right? But it reminds me of the BK Beauty, and I do like this brush for liquid foundation. I'm actually gonna keep the one that's a little bit bigger, so that F47. I'm going to hang on to that one. This is one from Moda Brushes, the LE03. This made for a great bronzer brush. I think that I can declutter it now though. And from Rephr, this is the 24. I feel like I haven't really used this one very often, so I'm going to declutter that one. I think I'm starting to make some good progress. I'm getting excited. Okay, from Sigma and the Sam Ravindal line, this is the Concealer and Blend Kabuki. Just not really a shape I use very often. I used to do a little bit bigger concealer brushes like this. I just don't very often anymore though. So I'm gonna declutter that one. This is from Rare Beauty, and this doesn't have a name on it. No, I don't know. I don't know what this one is from Rare Beauty, but this one is so scratchy. Like even just like putting my fingers there, like no, don't recommend that one. This one is from Rephr. This is the P06. Not a shape I use. These like kind of tulip looking brushes, I don't really use them as much anymore. This is the P08 from Rephr. Again, kind of same thing. From Sigma, the Flat Kabuki, the F80. Oh, the F80. The F80 was a time to be in the beauty YouTube community. Everybody was using the F80 brush. Honestly, right now, instead of the flat top, I really prefer something like that multitasker that I just showed. So I'm actually gonna declutter the F80. Ooh, if 2016 Samantha could hear me now. And then from another one from Sigma, this is the F40. So this is the blush brush that I like, and it has like a sparkly handle, but I know I've kept at least one F40. Then we have the F53 Air. Is this one? I feel like maybe I kept one, either this one or something similar. I know it was from the Air line, which I really do like for their duo fibers, so I'll declutter that one. And this is the Rephr 31, again, kind of similar to like the flat top kabuki. I just don't use those very often, so I'll declutter that one. I will say I have like little containers over here, and my declutter container is like full, like brushes are falling out of it, and my keep container is not. So look at me go. I think I'm doing a good job. All right, I feel like this is gonna be very random. This is from Bare Minerals, the Luxe Performance. I don't use brushes like that. From Moda, this is their buffer brush. Don't use brushes like that anymore. Stilazzi, their Angle Blush brush. I'm gonna declutter that. I don't think the brand's around anymore. Another one from Sigma, the F85. Not really a style that I use. Ooh, from Sonia G, this is the Mini Base. Okay, I'm still really hoping I'm gonna find the concealer brush in here from Sonia G. If I don't, I'm probably gonna cry because I really like that one. This to me is gonna be like that too big of a concealer brush. I have some here that are the double-sided brushes. So from e.l.f. we have the Complexion Duo. I just don't really love double-ended brushes. I don't know what it is. I'm just not really a fan. And then this one here is from Lawless. I like that this has like a little bit of a bigger brush. Like, I feel like I would actually use both brushes on this, but again, I'm not a huge duo brush type of girl. So I'm going to declutter that as well. Some of these brushes are just bringing back so many memories, like the tapered highlight brush, the F35 from Sigma. Are you kidding me? We were all using this at one point. I don't really highlight anymore. And again, these style of brushes I just don't really use, so I'll declutter that one. From Rephr, the 37, this made for a really nice contour brush, but I will declutter it. From Morphe, the E4, listen, if you weren't using the E4 in 2016, 2017, like, were you even using a blush brush? The answer is no, but I'm going to declutter it. From Milk Makeup, this is their highlighting brush. Again, a lot of these highlighting brushes I'm going to be decluttering. From EcoTools, this one is their Precision Blush. So I have the other one that I showed that I like more for blush. So I'm gonna declutter that. This was my contour brush from Moda. I use this all of the time. Oh my gosh, if I was still contouring, I would keep it, but I'll declutter that one. Another F40 from Sigma. I think I've kept a lot of blush brushes though, so I'm good to declutter that one. This is the Cheek Pro from Sonia G. Just not a shape that I use. We have another one. This is the Pro Face 2 from Patrick Ta. Again, another double-ended brush situation. Gonna declutter, and also Sigma Beauty Bird. This is another Dream Contour. Going to declutter that one. All right, this is the Sephora and Makeup by Mario, right? Yes, the Contour Slant. I don't know, I bought these brushes and I didn't really lose my mind over them. So gonna declutter that one. Another one from Moda here. This is their contour brush. Going to declutter. From Sigma and Beauty Bird. This is a more of like for foundation, but again, I've kept a handful, so I'll declutter that one. Oh, I did really like this one from Kaleidos, their H1, but for highlighter, so going to declutter this. Oh, this is such a nice brush. The Real Techniques setting brush. Everyone needs one of these. Listen, if you don't have this, you should go get it. This is a fantastic brush for setting powder on the under eyes. I really use my like powder, like puff triangle thing now from Amazon the most, but this brush is such an OG. Definitely keeping that one. That brings back so many memories. From Sigma, their Extreme Contour F4. Oh, I used to have a heyday with this one when I would contour on a daily basis, but I'll declutter that one. From Luxie, the Tapered Highlight. We're gonna declutter. This is from NARS. So I use this with their cream bronzer, which I really do like, but the brush doesn't really do anything for me, so I'll declutter that one. And from Sonia G, the Classic Base. Again, I just feel like it's too small. Like I just need it a little bit bigger, and then I would keep it, but I'm going to declutter it. Some more highlight brushes to say goodbye to the ColourPop F5. Oh, from Sigma Beauty, the F03. Wait, did we already talk about the F03 from Sigma? Because this was it. This was the brush. Oh man, like I almost want to keep it just for the memories, but it's like, I know I don't need it. I don't need it. This one here, the Rephr 19, again, just shapes I don't use. The F03 from Sigma again. Ooh, that brush. From another one from the Beauty Bird collection, the Dream Powder Perfector, will declutter. This one from Sigma, the Soft Blend 60, will declutter. This one from EcoTools, a foundation. Again, like I said, I don't really like do the painting foundation type thing. This is the Chiseled Cheek from Sigma, the F76. Again, if I was still contouring, I would use it, but I'm not. Morphe Jaclyn Hill, the 07 for highlight, will declutter. Oh, this is a nice one. This is the Sigma and Sam Ravindal. This is the Tapered Contour. I don't have a lot of brushes in this like shape, and it's more fluffy, and I feel like it's better to blend. Like it makes for a nice either bronzer or blush brush. I think this brush is really unique, and I really like this one. So I'm going to hold on to that one. Okay, I have this big old guy from Soul Body. This is when they came out with like their body makeup, and I would use it to like buff onto my skin. I just don't really use products like that anymore, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that one. You can actually see my blanket now. I just wonder, I feel like I really haven't seen brush declutters, so I just really wonder like how people are gonna like something like this. Oh, I'm so happy. Here it is, the Soft Concealer from Sonia G. This is my favorite brush from Sonia G. You guys should all have this one too. It's so nice and it blends so smooth. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, we're definitely keeping that one. Another one that I really like from Real Techniques, their Deluxe Concealer Brush. This is a great one also. Oh my gosh. See, this is what happens when you have so many brushes. Like I lose my favorites that I would like continue to reach for. Yes, keeping that one. From Stilazzi, I'm gonna be decluttering their brushes. The e.l.f. Putty Blush. I don't like the putty blushes and I don't like that brush. I have more of the FO3 from Sigma. Can you tell that I used to love highlight? The Full Face of Highlight Challenge, anyone? Hello. This is another highlight brush from Moda. That was a nice one. And this shape, and this is a highlight brush. Some more from that Makeup by Mario line. I just didn't really like the brushes. I don't know. Then we have the all-purpose buffer. Ooh, see, this is an interesting brush. It's like I feel like I could use it for eyes, but I probably don't need one this big. But it's more, I'm gonna hold on to it right now just because it's a little bit more unique. I can always declutter at the end. I have a couple, one from Sydney Grace and another skincare one from Sigma in packaging, so I'll put that in my pass pile. Rare Beauty, the highlight brush, going to declutter. Another Morphe Jaclyn Hill for highlight, will declutter. This one is the Rephr 36. I do like it for concealer. It reminds me of the BK Beauty and the Angie Hot and Flashy. So I'm gonna hold on to that one for right now. And then the Morphe E49, going to declutter. I feel like we've made it through a lot of the face brushes. I'm sure there's still some in here, like this one, which I will declutter. So, do I just like grab a handful? Like, okay. Okay, all right. We can do this. The Deluxe Crease Brush from Real Techniques. I like this. I think I kept the other one though. So I'm going to declutter that one. From BK Beauty and the Angie Hot and Flashy, this is the A501. I like it, not necessarily my favorite. I think that we'll probably be able to tell like what are my favorite types of brushes as we go along. I do really enjoy the diffused blend from Sigma. The E24, I'm gonna leave some like to the side for right now because I think I'm gonna have a lot of duplicates. So should I, yeah, I think I'm gonna do it that way and then I'll look it over and then put it in the pile and then we'll look everything over. That's what we'll do. This is the Rephr 15. I really do like this. I like the dome shape. I like a more fluffy bristle as well. Sigma Beauty, this is the short shader. It's just like not enough for me, you know? Gonna declutter that one. This is from the Sam Ravindal collection. This makes for a really nice like inner corner brush, if you will, the detail shader. And I do like that one, so I'm gonna keep that. From the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy, the A505. I like something like this. I have some from Sigma as well. And I really like this style to apply like shimmers or like more like topper type shade. Cream to powder formulas also is what I like these for. So I'm gonna keep that one. This is a double-ended brush from Urban Decay. I will declutter. And from Clarity, the E32, I'm going to declutter this one. A couple of face brushes, decluttering the F35 from Sigma. I did really like this one from Real Techniques, the Expert Face Brush, but I feel like these days, I used to use this for foundation a lot. I feel like I like the other ones that I kept for foundation more, so we'll declutter that one. I'm gonna declutter another one from Clarity. We have a double-ended one from Sigma here. Ooh. Again, I just don't love the double-ended brushes, so we'll declutter that one. Really like this one from the Sigma Sam Ravindal line. Great for shadow on the under eyes. Then from Sigma, their firm shader, the E57. I really like the ones like this, like I was saying, and I like that this one is a little bit smaller too. Gonna keep that. This is the Soft Blend from Sigma, the Soft Blend 10. This is a really nice brush. I'm gonna put this in my keep pile for right now. Eye brushes are gonna be so hard. From EcoTools, the contoured setting. I just don't use one like that very often. Like I feel like I'm gonna keep a lot of like pencil brushes off the top, so that's why I'm gonna do it in like two separate waves, if you will. This is from the Sigma and Shayla collection, the E25 blending. I didn't really love this one because it's like too flat for me to be a blending brush, but then like not firm enough to be, I don't know. I didn't love that one. This is from Stilazzi. I will declutter that. From Rephr, the 03. I do love the little 03 brush. Again, I know I'm not gonna have to keep all these pencil brushes, but for right now. Then we have the E24 from Sigma, one of my favorite blending brushes. Sigma is just, I feel like I gravitate more towards BK Beauty for face brushes and Sigma Beauty for eye brushes. They just have so many good ones. It's gonna be hard for me to cut that down. But I do like this one from BK Beauty. This is the 211. It's like a little small blending brush. Going to keep that. The Rephr 13, I really like this one too. I like that it's smaller. I gravitate towards smaller eye blending brushes also. From Moda, I will declutter this one. From Clarity, I'm going to declutter the E30. This is another diffused blend from Sigma. I'm gonna put it in my keep pile right now. Again, I'm gonna see everything. Okay, we're gonna scope it out first. Okay, promise. This one is the E25, one of those classic Sigma brushes. Going to keep that one. The E39, I'm gonna declutter that. From Rephr, this is the 14. I do like this brush. I'm gonna keep it for right now. Real Techniques, I love this one. This is their Essential Crease Brush. This is another one that is such a great one. Highly recommend. I'm gonna declutter this one from Moda. I'm gonna declutter this one from ColourPop. I'm not a big ColourPop brush lover. From Rephr, the 28, another shader brush. Really enjoyed that one. And from BK Beauty, the 204. Gonna hold on to that one at least for right now. Okay, I see in this pile I have my Singe Beauty brushes. So this is my friend Angelica Nyqvist line. So we have the 5 brushes. So I am going to keep all of these. Really enjoy all of them. Another one from the Sigma Shayla line, the E60. A little bit just like too big for me. Gonna declutter that one. This little guy that just fell out. This is actually the detailed lip brush, the LO4. This used to be really big back in the day too. I feel like it's almost too small for me to be any sort of eye brush, and I don't use a lip brush. So I'm gonna declutter that one. I'm gonna declutter this one from Moda. I'm gonna declutter the Rephr 35. This is the BK Beauty 201. Again, I'm just gonna kind of hold on to quite a few of these for right now, and then we'll figure it out later. The Sigma eye shader, the E55. Yeah, we gotta keep that one. And then another one from the Shayla collection. I'm gonna keep some of these winged liner brushes because I use these a lot with eyeshadow to do as eyeliner. So I'm gonna keep them, and then we'll see like how many I actually need to keep. All right, I'm going to declutter the fan brush. This was in the Sam Ravndahl collection with Sigma. Decluttering Stilazzi. I will also declutter, what is this? This is from Sigma with the Alice in Wonderland. It is a nice pencil brush. Like, because I want to say that I feel like I have other pencil brushes from Sigma in here. Okay, like for example, right, I can see it right here. So the Sigma E30 pencil brush. So I'm going to keep that one. So I don't need to keep like all the ones from the special collections. I don't know why. I just feel like I would rather just keep from the regular line. I don't know why that is. This is the angled brow, but again, I would use this as liner from Sigma. The medium sweeper E54. I'm probably gonna have quite a few in here, but I love the E54. Also, this is the E44. This is one of my absolute favorite brushes from Sigma because I feel like it is a like multitasker. When I came out with my favorites bundle from Sigma, which is still available, this was in there because it's one of my favorite brushes. This one is the 206. Not my favorite, just not my favorite style from BK Beauty, so I'm gonna declutter that. And this is from Doll 10. This is the Transition Transformer. This was a collaboration with my friend Makeup Molly. This is one of my favorite brushes that she did, and I still want to keep it around. This one here is from Sydney Grace. I'm going to declutter a couple of these. And then we have the ColourPop E2. Going to declutter that one. These kind of brushes with the straight, I don't really use these a lot. I like to have something that has more of that like angle to it. So I'm going to declutter that one. This is the tapered blending from the Shayla collection. I'm going to declutter that. We have another E55. Okay, I do feel like I've kept at least 1 or 2 E55s at this point. So I'll declutter that one. This one from Profusion I'll declutter. This is the E25 blending. I think I've only kept 1, so I'm going to hold on to it for right now. And again, this is another small angle. I'm just going to hold on to it for right now, just to be sure. There's no reason to declutter something because I thought I kept something similar only to realize that I didn't. Also, my keep container is still like not very full at all. I do love me the Rephr 27, just one of my like favorite blending brush shapes. I'm gonna declutter this one and this one from Stilazzi. We have, this is from Alamar Cosmetics. I'm gonna declutter that one. This is from Delium Tools. I just don't really use a shape like this. Another one from ColourPop, I'll declutter that one. This is a little mini here. So again, I don't really feel like I need to keep my minis. So I'm gonna declutter that one and the E40 tapered blending, the E-Faux. Oh, oh, this brings back so many memories. I'm gonna hold on to that one for right now. I feel like this is the part where like I'm kind of getting a little bit savage, but you know, is what it is. Nikia Joy, I'm going to declutter. This is one from e.l.f. Going to declutter that one. From Sigma, the short shader, again, just like a little bit too small for me. A travel size brush, going to declutter. This is from, oh, this is like a little brush from Natasha Denona. I don't feel like that I have to keep that one. This, I don't even know who this is or what. Oh, this is from Nabla. Okay, from Nabla. Going to declutter. The Rephr 16, gonna be a little bit too big. I'll declutter that one. Gonna declutter this from e.l.f. Cosmetics. This one is from Morphe, the E36, very loved back in the day. And then some more from Sigma, the small angle. Okay, I feel like at this point, I don't need to keep any more small angles after that one, because I'm sure we already have quite a few. Then we have the E35, and then from Doll 10, the Dimension Designer. So I'm gonna hold on to both of those for right now. It's like a preliminary declutter, you know, like the Olympic trials. Who's gonna get to move on, you know? This one from Sigma, just not really a shape I'm gonna use. I'll declutter that one. Rephr 02, declutter. Sigma, the E44. Okay, I do wanna keep a handful of those. Gonna declutter Alamar Cosmetics. This is the Wonder Pro from Sonia G. Declutter. The Rephr 32, declutter. The Sigma E25. Okay, how many E25s have we kept? I'm gonna hold on just in case, because now I'm getting myself confused on what I'm keeping and what I'm not. The BK Beauty 205, I'm just not really a fan of this shape for eyeshadow, so I will declutter. The Morphe M506, oh my gosh, that was such a popular one. Declutter. Morphe Jaclyn Hill, we're gonna declutter. ColourPop, declutter. The Sigma large shader, a little bit too large for me. Declutter. This one is from Luxie. Declutter. Sigma, the small angle. Okay, I think I've said I've kept enough of those, so we'll declutter. The E35, I've kept that, so I'm gonna declutter. This one is just a little bit too small. Like, I liked a lot of the brushes that Sam came out with because they are smaller, but some of them are like too small. Oh my gosh, SL Miss Glam. I didn't even know I still owned any of these brushes. Wow. I'm gonna declutter that one. Wow, that's a blast from the past. The 207 from BK Beauty. Again, if it's like a pencil brush, it's almost like it's too fat. I'm gonna declutter that one. Stilazzi, declutter. e.l.f. and Dunkin' Donuts, declutter. This is another e.l.f. one, declutter. ColourPop, declutter. The Sigma Precision Round, I don't really use something like this. Declutter, I'm gonna hold on to the BK Beauty pencil brush. The Sigma E38 diffused crease, I'll hold on to that one. I'm not sure if I've kept that. And then the 209, I'll keep that one from BK Beauty. All right, the Rephr 01, I really like this one. Keep. Sigma E20, too small. E15, I will keep for right now. A double-ended brush, I will declutter. The E25, I think we've kept a lot of the E25s, so I'm gonna go ahead and start to declutter those. Oh, the E58, right? Yeah, 58, I thought it said 38. E58, another absolute favorite of mine from Sigma, have to keep that one. The Sigma Domed Pencil, kind of reminds me of that BK Beauty, just not my favorite. Oh, I have one for brows. We can declutter that one. I do really like this one from Doll 10, the Detailed Dazzler. Again, just nice and small. I'll keep that one for right now. Going to declutter the double-ended brush, the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. Going to declutter the Rephr 12, and then we have the Sigma eyeliner. I like it with the angle. I used to be into something like this, but nowadays I need that angle, so going to declutter that. Right, slowly but surely. We're getting there. Okay, so this little guy is from Dose of Colors. Oh, it's a little double-ended brush as well from their palettes. Gonna declutter that one. From Sigma, Tapered Blending. I think I've kept a lot of those. Also looks the same, kept a lot of those. The BK Beauty 203. Just not my favorite. I'm gonna declutter that one. Going to declutter Morphe, ColourPop. Oh, this is from Sonia G, the Blender Pro. I am going to keep that one. Gonna declutter Stilazzi, Morphe. I do like this one from Rephr, the 03, a little pencil brush, so we'll keep it for right now. The Sigma E44. We'll see how many I've kept. I'm gonna declutter ColourPop and declutter Delium Tools. And we'll see how many I've kept of, you know, some of those favorites. This is another highlight brush, so decluttering that from Sigma, the E58. I think I've only kept one, so gonna keep that one. Going to declutter these little guys, the ones from e.l.f., the ones from Moda. This one is a Morphe brush, a ColourPop, another highlight brush we'll declutter. From Sigma, the E42. I do like the looks of this small blender brush, so we'll keep that for now. Then I'm going to declutter the shader brush. Okay, the E40, I think I only kept one. I'm gonna declutter the one from Makeup by Mario. I see some more face ones in here. I'm going to declutter the Rephr and the Sigma. And another one from Rephr, we'll declutter that one. Another highlight brush, we'll declutter that one. All right, decluttering Morphe, the small brush, ColourPop. This is Real Techniques, the shading brush. I do really like this one. I'm gonna hold on to that one. Declutter Morphe, the small brushes. We have Stilazzi, ColourPop. Again, just really wanting to keep like my favorites. Okay, the E44. I think I've kept 3 now, right? I'm gonna hold on to that one just in case. Okay, I think I've kept enough of the E40s. This one, the large blend, I'll declutter that one. The E38, I'm gonna hold on to it for right now. The E35, I think we've kept a lot of those. I'm gonna declutter this one from Sydney Grace. I believe this is from e.l.f. We'll declutter that one. This little guy from Rephr, I just don't feel like I need one like that small. So I'm gonna declutter Sydney Grace. The Sigma Edge Precision, just not my favorite concealer brush, so I'll declutter that. I think I've kept quite a few pencil brushes. Gonna declutter that one, the one from Rephr. This is that's another one from Rephr. I'll declutter that one. This here is another Sydney Grace. I'm gonna declutter that one. Sigma, this is the inner corner. I do really like this brush. I'm gonna hold on to that one. The Sigma Shayla, I'm gonna hold on to this shader brush. The E54, I think we've kept quite a few of those. Again, the pencil brush, I think that we've kept a lot. This is actually from Charlotte Tilbury, but I don't feel like I need to keep that one. Oh my gosh, we're really doing it. If you're still watching, like, that's pretty awesome. Okay, then we have from BK Beauty, the 207. I think I already decluttered that one. I do really like this one from Rephr. I can't even, like, I've used it for so long. The name is scratched out, but love that one. This is the cut crease. Oh my gosh, this had its moment. This had its time to shine a while ago. I don't really do cut creases though, so I'll declutter that one. Ooh, this is from Sephora, their Pro Crease Brush. I really do like this one. Ooh, I'm happy that I found that one. From Sigma, the F70 Concealer. Love this, and I love it for eyeshadow. Like, I use this as a shader brush. I think it's amazing. Gonna declutter this little one from BK Beauty. I kept some from Dalton, so I'm gonna declutter that one. The Rephr 26 I'll declutter. I'm gonna keep the 14 for now. Gonna declutter Moda, this one from Dalton. This is the E25, I think we kept plenty of those. Gonna declutter the small one, the one from Beauty Bird. All right, and then we have another pencil brush. I think we've kept a lot of those. Another one from Sydney Grace I'll declutter. I'm gonna declutter this one from Sigma, this one from Persona. This is your sign. Like, if you haven't done a brush declutter, like, do one. Like, for the love of, just do a brush declutter. No matter what your brush, even if you're like, I don't even have a big collection, just go through it. Just go through it. From Sonia G, this one is the Builder Pro. Not a favorite. I can declutter that one. Gonna declutter Moda. The Elf and Duncan, have a couple of those in there. I think this one is a ColourPop brush. Small brush in here. Okay, this one, I think I've kept a lot of blending brushes from Sigma. I'm gonna declutter Stilazzi. This is the Sigma Concealer. I'm gonna keep another of the F70. Declutter Moda, Alamar, ColourPop. This is the Sonia G Crease Pro. This is a really nice brush. Really nice brush. I'm gonna keep that one. From Rephr, I'm gonna declutter that one, a pencil brush, another pencil brush. We can declutter these. I'm gonna keep the shader, the 28 from Rephr, and declutter that one from Sigma. I'm gonna declutter the double-ended brushes. I like that these come in the palettes. Just for me in my collection, I just don't feel like I really need to keep them. Gonna declutter the face brush, Declutter Stilazzi. I do really like this brush from Delium Tools. This has been a favorite of mine for a long time. This is the tapered blending. I really don't even know if you can get this anymore, but I love that brush, so I'm gonna keep it. Decluttering Stilazzi, really tiny one from Rephr. I've been wanting to do more winged liner lately and I don't know why. I kind of want to keep it. I have a look in mind and I feel like maybe that brush could help me. I don't know, we'll see. Gonna declutter the one from Moda. I'm gonna keep the Rephr 27 for now. Gonna declutter this little tiny one. I do really like the 13. I've talked about the 13 a lot on my channel. Wonderful brush, I'm gonna keep that one. The Sigma lid, the E56. Ooh, I do like the E56 because I like that it's a little smaller. But this one's the E55, we've already kept that. I'm gonna declutter this one. Another really tiny one from Sigma Sam Ravindal. See, maybe I would use that for a liner. This liner look that I have in mind that I wanna do. I'm gonna keep both for right now because I can't decide. All right, this is it. Here we go. We got the last of it. Okay. Nakia Joy, we're gonna declutter a little Rephr one. We will keep the Sigma shader. We've kept plenty of those. I do like this one from BK Beauty, the 212. Not sure if I've kept one, so we'll just keep it for right now. Gonna declutter Morphe, Nabla. I really like the small one, the A504 from BK Beauty. Gonna keep that one. Decluttering SL Miss Glam. Gonna declutter that one from Sigma. BK Beauty, the 202. That's another nice one. I'm gonna keep it for right now. We're gonna check it over. Brush is falling everywhere. Declutter the small one from Sigma, this one from Sydney Grace. We've kept enough of that one from Sigma. Decluttering Morphe. Sigma E25 we've kept enough of. Gonna declutter the liner brush. That one from Nabla, and then these two will also go in my declutter pile. Okay. So let me bring out all of the eye brushes that I wanted to keep. I'm actually just going to kind of separate them out so I can see like bigger blending brushes, pencil brushes, and all of that. And then we'll see what I'm actually gonna keep. So these are like my smaller brushes. So we have some for like inner corner, small detail work. So I have 3. Honestly, I don't think that's bad. So I'm gonna keep those. Okay, pencil brushes, we have 6. I'm gonna declutter the one from BK Beauty. Okay, 5 pencil brushes. I feel like that's pretty good. We're gonna keep those. And then this I put, cause it's just like small, but I really, again, this is that 13 from Rephr, so nice. And then we have these like smaller liner ones. The one from the Shayla collection I feel like is a little bit bigger, like it'd be too big for me. And then we have like these little 2 guys. You know what, I'm gonna keep those. And then are these all the same? These are all the small angle, and then no, one's an angled brow. I'm just gonna keep the small angled. We're just gonna keep those. All right, next these are kind of like smaller blending brushes. Again, I know I wanna keep the ones from Singe Beauty. So there's, what, the 4 in here. So I'm gonna keep those 4. Oh, this is the 13. I had that in the other one too. Okay. I'm gonna keep the 13 though. I really do like it. I'm gonna declutter the E38 from Sigma. All right. Everything else I want to keep. Wait, we have the Rephr 14 and 14. Okay, I'm gonna declutter one of the 14s. I feel like I just need one. Okay, not bad. Not bad. All right, and then we have like my shader brushes. All right, we kind of got a lot going on in here. Okay, I think these are all my ones from Sigma. So like the F70 is a for sure, and I think I have 2. The E58, that's a for sure as well. Yep, the F70. Okay, and then do I have another 58? Yes, so those are my favorites. So I want to keep those. So I'm gonna declutter one of the 55s. Okay, the 57 I'll declutter. The rest of these I want to keep. Okay, all right. So shader brushes, knocking it down. Oh wait, just kidding. Then we have these other shader brushes. So again, I'm gonna keep my one from Singe Beauty. I'm gonna keep the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy. This belonged in my other pile, but I'm gonna keep that one from Sephora. I'm gonna declutter the BK209. And then are these Rephrs the same, the 28? Yeah. So I'm gonna declutter one of the 28s. Okay, last section, we have the blending brushes. Okay, let's start off with some of these. Okay, this style of blending brushes, not my favorite, from BK Beauty, the 201s. I just don't like the more like domed top, so I'm going to declutter those. I'm gonna keep the Sonia G and the Sonia G. Rephr, the 27, I feel like I wanna keep. All right, even though Delium Tools, like you can't get anymore, I really like it. So I'm gonna hold on to that one. Okay, I'm gonna declutter this one from the Doll 10. That's the Dimensional Designer. I'm gonna keep the other one. Oh wait, did I already say the 27 from Rephr? Yeah, no, we are keeping that one. I'm gonna keep the 212 from BK Beauty and declutter the 202. And then, wait, I think I have another, this is another 27 from Rephr, so I'll declutter that one. And then I think most of these are gonna be Sigma. Wait, oh, this is the 15. I'm gonna keep the 15 from Rephr, and then the 01. Wait, okay, hold on. Let me look at these. Okay, so I feel like out of these, ooh, this is a toughie. I'm gonna declutter the 01 and keep 27 and 15. Okay, I think the rest of these are going to be Sigma. So how many E44s did I keep? I kept 3 of the four of the E44s. I'm gonna declutter 1. Listen, 3 of your favorite brush, I don't feel like that's that bad, okay? This is the Soft Blend. My eyes went to this one because I was like, wait, I don't feel like I use something like this very often. So I'm gonna declutter that one. Kind of the same with the Shayla. I just feel like it's too big and a little bit like too like floofy. So going to declutter that one. Let's see how many E25s I kept. Okay, so I have 3 of the E25s. I'm just gonna keep 2. And then I'm also, this one says diffused blend. It looks really similar to the E25, so I'll declutter that one as well. This one is the E24. I'm gonna keep that one. Okay, and another E24. And Sigma has my favorite eye brushes. I'm going to keep both of those. I'm gonna declutter the E35. I have 2 of the E40s. I'm just gonna keep 1. And then I'm gonna declutter the E38 because I feel like I have a pretty good variety of blending brushes. It's still a lot of blending brushes, don't get me wrong. Again, I need to pull everything out and see. But initially that is what I'm keeping. So let me pull out everything I'm keeping, and I just want to give it a quick, just give it a quick glance over. Really for the eye brushes, since I just went through them, I think we're pretty good. Still a lot of eye brushes, but that's fine. So I have 4 foundation brushes. I feel like that's pretty good. So I have 3 kind of more like concealer type brushes, but I am going to declutter the Sigma all-purpose buffer. I just feel like I'm not really sure like where I'm gonna put that. I'm missing a brush. I'm missing my Sephora brush. Oh no, where is my Sephora brush? Oh, my Sephora concealer brush. It's one of my favorites. I've used it for years. Okay, I'm missing that brush, but wherever it is, I'm going to find you because it's my favorite, so I need it. My powder brushes for concealer and then powder. 2 of those I feel like is pretty good. Okay. 6 bronzer brushes, honestly, I don't feel like is that bad. I really, like for how much I love bronzer, this is not bad. I'm keeping all of them. I don't even care. I'm impressed with myself. Okay, and then next up, so we have 6 for blush brushes as well. Oh my gosh, that's really funny. Listen, the only one that I'm like on the fence about is because it's so different. And like I wanted to keep it because it's different, but I'm like, I don't really use it that much. Okay, fine. I'm gonna declutter that one. And I have my one for duo fiber. So I'm gonna keep 5 of those. All right, great. Well, let me pull everything out and then we'll do numbers because I have not tallied this myself. And I did a giveaway on TikTok. I showed my entire collection and I said, how many brushes do you think that I have? And whoever is the first one to guess it correctly will win a prize box from me. And I don't even know what the answer is. Okay. So. That was interesting. So here at the top, right here, this is everything that I'm keeping, and it's 72 brushes. that is still a lot of brushes, please don't get me wrong, but I feel really good about that actually. I feel really good, and especially breaking it down to like how many foundation, how many concealer, like I feel really good about 72 brushes, okay? Look at this. Look at this. This is 313 brushes that I'm decluttering. 313 brushes. That means total, I had 385 brushes in my collection. Listen, my Sephora one is hiding somewhere. I have 386 brushes. But for the purposes of this video, 385. That's so many brushes. Ow, I feel so proud. Look at all of this that I can get rid of. And brushes, like they're fairly simple to clean and pass on. I'm so happy. This is huge. This is huge. I'm so happy. I wish I could have done this before I moved so I didn't have to bring them all over here, but I'm really happy about this. And I feel like with the smaller, 72 brushes, I can get on a good cleaning schedule. And I just don't want to fall into this again. I don't want to fall into overconsumption and literally buying something because I don't feel like being productive. Like those days are behind me. This actually really motivates me. This really inspires me. It honestly just makes me want to do more decluttering. This is huge. I'm so happy. I hope that you enjoyed this. I feel like a brush declutter is not like the norm that we see, but I've been trying to do a lot of declutters, and especially moving, I wanted to keep doing them. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.